The reason why your videos haven't blown up yet is because the tail is wagging the dog. Seriously, once you realise your perception of how YouTube works and the algorithm works, once you get your head around it, you'll then have the dog wagging the tail. And by the way, it works on all channels, including yours, not just pet channels like dogs wagging their tail. I guess you knew that. So in this video, I'm going to show you how the simplified version of the algorithm actually works. And when it works for your channel, it can blow up. And also how any gaming channel, education channel, entertainment channel can use this simplified strategy with the algorithm and get it to work on their channel too. And a recent strategy where you actually get YouTube to even tell you what it is that they want you to do to make the algorithm work for you. But first, is there proof this actually works? And are channels actually using this method that I'm going to show you in this video? Well, if you notice, all successful channels seem to be doing the same thing. They stick to the same topic, they stick to the same video length, they stick to the same keywords, the same type of thumbnails, and even they stick to either using shorts or a combination of shorts and long form video. And there's a good reason they do this. It's because they know that the algorithm is now rewarding them for that particular type of video. And you might find they experiment from time to time, but on the whole, it'll be a similar pattern throughout their channel because the dog is wagging the tail, as it were. They're happy with the way the algorithm is now working with them. And a Mr. Who's the Boss, well, he finds shorts seem to work better for him. His audience seems to provide that, even though he does provide long form. And obviously he finds things like phones in particular get him a lot of traffic too when he speaks about them. So that's just an overview of the fact that it does work, and once it's working, it gets repeated and rinsed and repeated again. And the reason it works is YouTube wants happy visitors, and if audiences go to those channels and they get served the same type of information again and again, then they become a satisfied audience and the algorithm rewards that. So you have this ongoing effect. Once you get your niche and you understand your audience, and YouTube understands your niche and audience, once the two marry up, you get traffic. But you may say, well, I knew all that already. But of course, there's a bit more to it than just that. And that's what we're going to look at now, is how the algorithm itself works. And I'm going to simplify it. And it could be four-dimensional the way this works. I'm going to try and do it on 3 dimensions and 2 dimensions. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how the algorithm generally works, but how it can fit in with your channel too. So in effect, you've got a choice of either shorts or long form. So long form here, shorts here. And you could then say that this is a section, and your YouTube, when you release them, will fall upon kind of this, either shorts or long. So we'll just fill this in. And so we release the first video, say it's about 25 minutes long. So it kind of falls outside of this section, which will come onto this section on 2-dimensional in a moment. But it's outside this section and it's long form. It takes about 25 minutes to watch. You do a second video, you make a short, and it's over here. Then the third one you make is another short. Then you make one here that's kind of somewhere in the middle, so maybe about 10 minutes. And you find that that kind of seems to go down well with your type of audience. So then you make another one similar, but perhaps slightly off topic. And in effect, these are different topics, whether they're going broader or going narrow. This is to do the length of your video. We'll explain a bit more of that in a moment. So you do another one, similar length, similar topic, and another one, similar length. And you kind of experiment. This one's a bit shorter. This one's a bit longer. And you get the idea. As you release these videos, what you're doing is your first 20 or so videos are giving YouTube an opportunity to see what type of audience it thinks is going to fit with what you're doing. So you've now got this kind of area here. YouTube's beginning to think that your topic on YouTube is this section here. And so it now kind of cements this area here as well. And this is kind of the 2-dimensional part which we're going to come on to. But in effect, if I explain it briefly on the 3-dimensional, so you've got the broad area is kind of on the outside of the globe. And then this section is kind of the inner area, and it's more specific. So if you think of your niche, you'll have a broad area, which may be for beginners, which is kind of just general. So with gardening, it might just be outside gardening for beginners, but more specific might be orchids, how to grow orchids or rare orchids. And you've got this extreme difference. So in effect, you've got a bigger audience is interested in the broad gardening and a small audience in the specific. And you kind of want to find somewhere between the two. So YouTube will kind of reward you anywhere in this area. Now you've got the idea of whether it's shorts or long form, you kind of get that combination between you. So you're kind of aiming somewhere going in from here now. So your videos now, you start to put perhaps a bit more specific, a bit closer, a bit more niche, and you find you get some audience on that. And now what you're doing is you're building up information and you're making the videos a similar type of length, and every so often you might try something a bit different, but that gives you an idea of how it works in long form to short form and broad to specific. So we're now going to jump into from 3-dimensional to 2-dimensional, and experts would say this is generally how it works, and this is probably the more important part of it to take away from this video. So if you think of these are all different topics, this is kind of the global topics for YouTube. And in effect, you've got broad, which is kind of far out where you've got a larger audience. And then also you've got small, which is more niche. And that's what you're kind of aiming for if you want to get a quick start in building your traffic. But if you want bigger traffic, bigger audience, then you go broader. So as you may have seen on other channels, they kind of divide this up, and the way they explain it is this is kind of your topic here. So that's a topic that your channel's about. And if you're talking about something slightly off topic, then it might just be slightly outside of that area. And if you're very off topic, it'll be down here somewhere. So that's kind of how it works on a 2-dimensional basis. So let's kind of put that into reality. Let's say that you are talking about gardening, and this area here is your topic on gardening. And if you want to go and release a video here, it's very specific, then that might be, say, on rare orchids care. If you have a video here, then that might be more on, say, backyard gardening. The point is depending on how specific or how broad the topic is on your video will depend on how bigger the audience is. But how does YouTube understand that? So as you release videos like this in your topic, while you stay on topic, you're beginning to build up an understanding as to what your channel's about. And eventually you kind of draw this, as it were, circular area. This is what you think your topic is about. And what you want is you want YouTube to come to the same conclusion. So what you'll do is you'll continue to build videos within what you think your topic is about on your channel. Now it's worth noting that YouTube also has an audience profile for you. And because YouTube also has this audience profile, then it may have made a conclusion maybe early on that you are out here somewhere. And your idea is you want to get it where it's actually on the topic you're on. So how do you educate YouTube that way? Well, it's just a matter of time. YouTube keeps trying things, and it will eventually think and change and realize, there's a lot of videos here. And the key is once YouTube starts to give you traffic on your videos, then try and stay within the same topic, within the same specific or broad area, and try not to go outside. So really your next videos, especially when you get one or two that begin to show good numbers, they should be around that area too. So now it fits within your topic area, but it also fits within what YouTube is now rewarding traffic-wise. And really, the more closer your videos are to that area that's being rewarded, the quicker your channel starts to grow. And that's how many of these guys gradually build a following quicker than normal, because they just know and understand how the two work. Now, that's not to say you can't then go off topic or even more specific or even broader. And so now YouTube is beginning to even get closer to what you think the topic is. This is the dog wagging the tail and not the tail wagging the dog. So can any channel actually do this, including yours? Yes, it can, absolutely. So this video has become so long, and there's so much more information about YouTube giving you information about what it thinks your audience is, that if you've produced about 20 videos, you'll now be able to get that information from your YouTube studio. So I've produced a second video now that you need to watch here that's going to show you all that information and how you can fill in the boxes and make the algorithm work for your business or your YouTube channel. So I'll see you on this video.